Hello, my name is Attila Ruf and I'm a front-end developer. I'm someone who loves to play around with new technologies, old technologies, but mainly things with JavaScript because, this is what I enjoy. I also like to create prototypes. Prototypes are great for proving concepts, proving ideas, and to have something touchable. And I'm pretty fortunate to work at a company that is actually doing prototyping. This is my competence. As you see in the picture, we do prototypes like this. In the first phase, we try to ideate and understand ideas of our customers, of their requirements. This is required to discover and understand, and also this is a key concept of a prototype. And the goal is to validate technical feasibility and user acceptance. With technical feasibility, I mean if it works for the user, if it works in general. The key concept here is this fast failing and learning from the behavior from these failures, if there are any. And in some cases, we start from the beginning with a new concept. Now, this is done at Klebel with this one team, one room concept, which works like this. The business design architect and the UX architect try to create a concept together with the customer, the product owner, and the domain expert. And the next step, the UI designer creates a visual prototype, which usually ends up to being a click dummy. This is our specification, so we don't have a lot of texts, and we also don't do Scrum because we don't need these huge specification things. And in the next step, we start to develop the prototype. The team, which I'm a part of as a front-end guy, this happens simultaneously. So the back-end and the front-end actually happens together, and this results in something that I call user-centric application design, which is when you search for it on the web, you get mostly not that what I mean under it, and I want to explain it. For this prototyping, we use currently this stack. We use ViennaJS because it's simple and easy to set up. It has lots of built-in things. It works for us as a framework. It has this router and the store, which are easy to use to communicate with the backend, which is implemented in some language. Can be implemented in some language. We use JSON API because it gives us incredible flexibility. You can also use GraphQL, of course. This worked for us, so we chose it. And then the key essence in the entire thing is the matching UI lib. You want to be fast. You want to hand over something that's working for the customer. So and it's something that is as close as possible to the UI, to the UI design, the click dummy, and it should be beautiful, and that's why matching UI library, which is easily configured. And of course, depending on the needs, you can install anything you want. Maps, really, it's up to you. Yeah, the basic principles here we use, this is something I like to use, is we use it in the team as well. Put contextually close things together. This is, it's a best practice for us. This means that you have your components, the store, a namespace one, in one directory we call the main. And this follows a shallow structure, so it's flattened out. You don't have deep technical and abstract and whatever stuff. We use across the team a ubiquitous language, so everybody knows what's going on. And we get this language from actually the domain expert, the customer. And we do this because we need to talk to them in some occasions. And if you're working, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours straight on a prototype, because at the end of the day you want to show them something, it's pretty hard to formulate the language you would use in a computational environment to that one. And then we make use of declarative methods. Now, if you come from a React background or a Vue background, or, well, any declarative framework, library, whatever, and it's nothing new for you. Also, we use some functional techniques, but it's not a must. It's just it makes things readable. Yeah. So here, deeper again, containers and presenters. Thank you, Dan Abramov. So the concept is not ours. The work works great. What comes here is the namespaced store. And if you are from a Redux background, this probably is something that doesn't exist there. But maybe I'm wrong. I didn't do Redux that much. Yeah, it's close to the domain, to the problem. And then another part is the API communication, which is a separate thing. You want to get it away as far without huge abstractions from the core domain. Yeah, we communicate, but it's an abstractly part of this. This helps to keep focus on the problem and makes refactoring easier. Now, imagine that you are working on a prototype, so you don't build enterprise-grade software, and you need to throw away stuff occasionally. Even in later parts of the process. Yeah, a ubiquitous language, I understand. Yeah, what I've just told you about is the entire team has to have a domain language. Even the backend guys who aren't directly working with us, but when we're communicating with them, it's essential. Yeah, and the naming conventions should be simple. Nothing like a multi-but supporter or something segregation and so on. It's cool. It's specific. It's exact, but it's not productive. Yeah, this results in some sort of almost documented code. And if you sit with the domain expert or the business developer in front of the code, even they have some sort of idea what's going on there. To separate a little bit at least, we decided to go with uppercasing the store-related stuff. Yeah, and this is the declarative thing I was talking about. Here I wanted to mention that you shouldn't care about losing performance, but apparently this is not a problem, as we have heard in the previous talk. It reduces the length of the code and increases the readability of it, and this results in more efficient coding as a team together. And so this looks like this. Usually we start developing, and sometimes the competence and well, we aren't fast enough, or we are behind our goal. We need to get some other team members. And they need to get on the bandwagon as fast as possible. Yeah. What I think are essential for this approach is a really defined process, and you can only define this if you have gained experience in it. So I encourage everybody to try to create some prototypes in a non-conventional way, in an ugly way or everything, and try to learn from it. And also have a team that's with many try to work or imagine to work with a team that has many different competences, because not everybody is a developer here when we are doing the thing. Yes, the essence of all. You should always know your tool in the deepest way possible. Because only then you can be truly agile, and only then you can write reliable code that's working actually. Yeah, this common language thing is really an essence here, and to keep everything simple. Simple in sense of logic, in structure, in sense of well, yeah, everything. So this was my first talk ever held on a meetup, so thank you very much.